I'm Brad from County Hazmat. Today we're finishing up our winch training on our hazmat trucks. Today we're looking at HM8. When we look at the components for the winch, it's similar to 5 and 4 mixed together. So we'll start by looking under the hood for HM8. Just like 4, we have to actually go underneath the hood, and there's a switch to draw power to the winch. If we look closely, we've actually written with this switch here that if we pull it towards the front of the truck, it's on the on position. And if we pull it to the rear of the truck, we put it on the off position. So something to take a look at. We got to first draw power to the actual winch. Put it in the off position for now. The other thing to consider are these fuses here. Take a look at each one of them, because when I press these buttons, they actually pull out this reset to where it almost makes like a curved L here. We need to make sure that reset is in for both of these. So if you notice you're not getting any power, take a look at those switches. We need to make sure that reset is in to where we can draw power to both of them. Okay. So we'll also look at the components here. Similar to 5, we have a strap here with the hook that we can use to grab onto, so as a safety precaution when you're pulling in and out, you don't get your hands caught on the actual winch. For the clutch mechanism, similar to 5, we can turn this one. Right now it's engaged. If I turn this all the way 90 degrees or 180 to the other side, now it's disengaged. If I pull it forward, it's engaged. Remember, when we say engaged, we're drawing power to the actual winch to allow the cable to come out by way of using the remote control. So in order to hook up the remote control, we have the connection on the other side here. And as we know, the remote control is inside the glove box. All 3 vehicles have the remote control inside the glove box. When we use the remote control for 8, it's similar similar to number 5, to HM5, where it's got the left and right trigger to bring it in and out. Again, remember, you got to look at your metal prongs. Those metal prongs got to connect in the remote control to where you see the actual metal pieces connecting. Bring this through. Take a look at my metal pieces. Slide that in, and I got my remote control connected. Remember, we got a longer cord so we can keep a safe distance where we can operate it farther away or again inside the cab. Just as a reminder, remember, I'm wearing my safety equipment. I've just got gloves on and eye protection. Also consider your PPE for the incident that you're on. So we'll start the motor. Draw some power to the winch. Remember to turn my switch on. It'll face towards the front of the truck, so I should be able to draw power at this point. My clutch is engaged. In order to make this loose, what I'm going to do is disengage it. Turn it all the way to the other side. Now I should be able to manually pull this out, where I can loosen it up. Hook out, and just like the other vehicles, I can manually pull this to where I'm going to go. The other option is I can engage the clutch and use my remote control to bring it in or out. Once I've got to wherever I'm bringing in, I can engage my clutch. I've attached it to my particular thing I'm bringing in, let's say a 55-gallon drum. If it's got a lot of weight to it, I can put something on the table to reduce that tension. Remember, as I look at my actual controller, I can use this to either bring it in or out. Okay? Bringing it in. As I bring it in, remember to watch how the cable is spooling and re-wrapping. I want to make sure that I'm pulling away from the side that it's wrapping. As you notice, I got a lot of space here. I want to make sure this spool is nice and tight and together. Okay, this is as I'm putting it away. Keep in mind when you're attaching it, once I've gotten rid of the load that bring it in, the best way to bring it in is to actually walk it in and guide it to where it's going to spool correctly. If I wrap the cables, I could damage the cable, so I'm going to bring it back. So I can actually wrap it so I'm continuously accumulating the wire on one side. Once I get close, remember to hold on with the actual strap. That way when you get to this point here, you don't pinch your hands. At the end of HM8, the other thing to consider for all our vehicles is how much weight you're actually going to pull in. In this case, HM8 can hold a load of about 8,000 pounds, which is similar to the other two vehicles, but it also depends on how far you have your cable. So every time you're pulling something up, consider the weight to make sure it's safe to do so.